Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Bows & Company. I am your host, Emily O, and I'm joined by my co-host and company for today. Hello, Ann. Mom, good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Mm-hmm. And we are hunkered down here in Cleveland, Ohio, down in our podcasting studio. So happy to be with you all today, recording for the second week in a row for 2025.
High five.
High five. Mm-hmm. I was like, do you have a question? I know. I'm very proud of us. Yes. And we seem to, have the video ended up not working for last week. So this is the first official week of the video. So hopefully it ended up working for today. Mm-hmm. How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's a cold day.
It's freezing.
I'm super excited. They announced already in our town and neighboring towns that kids don't have school for the next 2 days.
How thrilling to have today off and then just know that you have 2 more days. I'm happy for those kids. More concerned maybe for the parents if they thought that they were going to send them back.
No, they've got a lot of days with the kids at home, which can be fun. But I hear snow day and I immediately said, I wish I could make biscuits.
I know. Somebody, because we were all together at the house today. I think Claire told us that because she gets the alerts and you were like, should we make biscuits?
I mean, I immediately go to a carbohydrate breakfast.
Pancakes? Should we? Yeah.
Hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate? Oh my gosh. I had hot chocolate the other night because you mentioned it. It was so good.
It's so good.
We're having a true winter. We were saying this the other day I feel like the past couple years, it was cold and snowed last year, but we have just been like every 3 days, we get dumped on with some snow and we are going into single digits this week.
I love it.
I love it too. I mean, that's what January is all about. It gets harder in March and April when it still drags on. But in this moment, I'm enjoying it. And
no, I love it.
It's been a lot of sweaters. You're looking lovely in this robin's egg blue.
Thank you.
One of your many colors.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's cozy and bright.
Yeah. It looks really great.
And I like this.
Yeah.
This is a Nordstrom piece with a little zipper.
This is a Nordstrom piece. It almost feels like cashmere, but it's not. We actually got this at the anniversary sale, and it's been one of my most worn pieces throughout the fall and winter.
And you know what I really love? The minute you walked in today to go to work, your turtleneck.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. You guys know I love a turtleneck. It's really to cover my pale neck. So, yeah.
Yep. Well, I did not.
I said, no one's going to see this today. It is. I am like that level of pale that you don't remember until it comes back each year, you know, where you're like, so this is my natural state.
Well, you look really cute and cozy. I just ordered myself, not that you asked, but I just ordered a J. Crew Factory pink striped turtleneck.
That's going to look ravishing on you.
Thanks.
It's exciting.
I do like something. I like a popped collar. I like this has a little... If you're listening, it's kind of got like a little lacing to the sweater around the neck.
Anything with a collar to lift and support is always going to be something that I reach for.
No, but I like your turtleneck.
Thank you. I like your sweater.
Thanks.
Why don't we talk about some bows and lows? I have a lot of bows. I have a lot of lows.
I do not have a low.
Well, I have a couple lows. One's funny. One's not so funny. So I'm on a volleyball team with my boyfriend and his friends. I don't know if I've talked about this before. Probably not because I don't know. Well, I'm going to share. So listen up, everyone. So we play every Wednesday and I think this is, I don't even know how many weeks we've been playing, but we play 3 games every single time. We've lost 9 straight games in a row. It's actually remarkable how terrible we are.
Yes.
So we obviously had a break for the holidays and last week was the first game back after Christmas and New Year's. And for some reason, I don't know if everyone kind of like individually practiced or trained, but we were phenomenal.
Wow.
We lost the first game, we won the second, and then we almost won the third game.
Okay.
So for some reason, I decided to really get into the game. And it's a co-ed team, so 2 girls have to be playing at all times, or else you forfeit if one of the girls doesn't show up. And
kind of stressful.
Yeah,
for
it
you.
is stressful because it all usually falls on me and Olivia's the other girl. And so we always have to show up, which is fine because it is really fun. So, and the boys get really intense about it. Like they leave like dripping in sweat, and like me and Olivia are like barely, we don't sweat. Like this isn't. Anyway, I decided to really get into the game the other day. We almost won and we didn't, but we improved tremendously. Well, the next day I wake up and I'm like, what is all over my hands? Guys, covered in bruises on my hand. Do you see this right here? So I have one right there.
It's crazy.
This one's gone down on my thumb. And then I don't know if I've showed you this one. I have that right there. You can really tell because I'm super pale.
Wow.
So we play again on Wednesday, but I don't think it's going to be enough time for the bruises to heal.
Could you get gloves?
I was thinking about that. I don't know why I decided to get so into it. I was voted MVP, so.
Well, it was worth it.
I know. So this is, but
it is really discolored.
It's
and
super
it's sort
discolored.
of brown.
It's terrible. Yeah. So I'm thinking I need to like self tan to cover this up. But anyway, that was kind of a funny low.
Did you, when you got this bruise, was it from a pattern that you kept, or was it one particular?
Well, I actually can remember the moment I got this bruise. A grown man was serving, and it was coming to me in the middle at full speed, and that's when I got this bruise right there. So
did you return it?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah. You know what's something that the boys don't do is they don't know, bump, set, spike. I feel like we learned this in middle school. They don't know how to bump. So it's a lot of like, one-handed
swinging one hand.
Swinging. They all know how to set, but there's no bumping. And me and, the other girl, you're the only ones who are bumping.
Well, you did play in 7th grade. Maybe you need to meet a little bit early and, have a little practice.
Yeah, I think that like I said, a lot more improvement, but it's just, as long as the bruises would go away, I think I would be fine.
Mm-hmm. So it was kind of a low because you got the bruises, but a high because you're the MVP.
But a bow because we had improvement, and I felt really strongly about my volleyball skills. And it's actually really fun. We love doing it. So it's a nice little like breaks up the week. But
I feel like you should document this so you can show your followers. And what do you wear to the volleyball game?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you so much for that. I typically just wear like leggings, and like I wore my new little pink Lululemon jacket the other day because it is like oddly cold in the building as well. And
so you don't have to have like a team look.
No, we don't. We haven't even gotten, considering we've lost all 9 games. I think we're just mostly focused on technique right now. But I would like to I think our name is one of the boys named it Corporate Weapons. That's our team name.
Stop.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
No.
Yes. Yeah. Corporate
Weapons. And you haven't won a single game.
No, we haven't won a single game.
It should be like the weapons name is crossed out.
Yeah.
It's just corporate.
And some of the people that we play, no, seriously, some of the people that we play against, like they have like knee pads and, like what's the right word? Not protection, but like, equipment almost.
Equipment.
They're very good. So, and we're not. So
I wonder if you went in with gloves or something unifying. Do the other teams, I'm a big person for, like a singular look, a theme. Do they all have?
No, nobody else does.
Okay,
nobody else does. So it's not like, everyone has like t-shirts and we don't. So
thank God you don't. That would be so embarrassing to not have one and you have a t-shirt that says Corporate Weapons.
Yep, that's our name. So
that is so
that's
funny.
My little way. I think it was the other day you were saying something and then I was like, oh, I have volleyball, as if it was like an after school activity that I had to get to.
So funny. I laughed right out loud. I do think gloves might, because you were trying to film the other day and you're like, oh my gosh, you can see all my bruises.
I have this bruise. Yeah. Right. And then my boyfriend the other day was like, well, do you think you're low on iron? That usually means that you like bruise easily. I go, no, I think a 45-year-old man served a ball at full speed. That's what I think.
Yeah. We do kind of bruise easily.
Yeah. Especially on my hands. I do. So, and because I'm so pale, you can really tell. So that was my first low, but I did want to kind of share that little tidbit.
I love it. That's
Thank
funny.
you.
Really funny.
But maybe the bow was that I was voted MVP. Another low would be the whole TikTok situation.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's just like, what a roller coaster. If you haven't been following this, basically TikTok was banned for like 15 hours and then brought back. But honestly, guys, like the whole thing is just leaving a really bad taste in my mouth. And I don't know. I didn't love the whole series of events this weekend. What are your thoughts?
Well, I feel bad for people who built a business on it.
Oh, obviously.
So we'll put that all aside and we'll just talk about how it affects you. It was a strange feeling. Like I have TikTok. I have since gotten rid of it and, obviously can't get it back right now.
Right.
But I just thought it was a little strange, a little creepy to see that message on there.
I know. I didn't love it. And obviously it is so hard because so many people have built big businesses on TikTok or have used TikTok as a tool to help their business, whether it be, you're an influencer or even people with like restaurants or boutiques or travel and stuff. But just the whole thing, I don't know, was kind of a weird, I didn't love. So I'm kind of, I don't know. I feel like I need a little break from the app and I'm not really interested right now in using it.
No, our family was talking about it today. And I think Elizabeth was relieved. And I think you are almost relieved.
Totally.
Because there are a lot of demands. I think it can suck you in and you really have to monitor yourself. I obviously don't have small kids, but I wondered, how high schoolers or parents of high schoolers or middle schoolers, I don't know I'm sure middle schoolers are on TikTok.
Do you think they are? They probably are.
I mean, I wouldn't want my middle schooler on it, so I would hold off as long as I could. But I do think it would have been kind of a relief.
Well,
and then it came back.
Yeah,
so
I think people were. I mean, I was definitely relieved when it went away, and I think when people were like, "Oh, the TikTok ban," they asked me. I'm like, again, it doesn't really affect
right.
But I'm not saying that I don't feel for people who have that is how people make their livelihood, and you can make a lot of money on the app. The way that I've kind of structured and set up Emily Owen Bows, I haven't necessarily relied on it for much other than another extension of, the brand. But yeah, just overall, don't love it. Bad feeling. So luckily we have the podcast.
Thank God.
And, my YouTube channel. And I love Instagram personally. Instagram has always been my favorite. And it was just making me, I will say, it kind of turned into a bow. Happy that I did diversify, and we have so many other wonderful, strong communities on other platforms. So
correct. And your YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, if you listed them, was your least favorite.
I agree. It's my least favorite. Yes. So,
what is your plan? Do you have a plan yet? Or are you just going to kind of wait?
I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a TikToker.
No.
And I don't think it's my audience's favorite thing. Whenever I ask, it's always, well, the podcast is number one, followed by YouTube. And yeah, I'm not too worried about it.
And I don't feel like you spend a lot of time creating other content for TikTok.
Well, it's always
this sort of a dual thing.
Yeah, sometimes yes and no. But it's always kind of that extra thing that you have to think about. Okay, we should probably put something up on TikTok. But I don't know. We'll have to monitor this.
Maybe now you'll put more on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm kind of just overall, we were so relieved when we thought it was going away. To me, it showed me that I don't really care about this application, and there are other platforms that I enjoy so much more. So I'm just going to maybe focus on those other platforms. I'm not it's not I'm not deleting my TikTok, but.
No, I'm looking at our huge marker board, and so maybe for next week we can cross off TikTok.
Major X. No, yeah. But it was just a very interesting 48 hours in the social media world. But anyway, another bow that I have, I have a couple other bows. Were you going to say something?
I was going to say, I did like how you posted your very first TikTok. You put it on Instagram?
I did. I put it on
I loved it.
I know.
That
was actually
sweet.
Well, from the standpoint, I do love how TikTok can be kind of like a time capsule of just through the years, sharing memories. I feel like we have so many time capsule-esque things just because I do share so much on social media. But that first video was so cute. That was in 2020. It was the heart of COVID, and I had never used TikTok before, downloaded it, posted that video for my 21st birthday, and then we were at our lake house, and then I came back and it literally hit 1 million views overnight, which just showed the power of what TikTok can do. So that was kind of how I started. But wasn't that video so sweet to watch? I know I did.
It's really fun to look at it.
Looking over that, which was really sweet. So yeah, definitely people who have built businesses on TikTok. Was definitely nerve-wracking, but happy that it's back for those people, and just happy that I have other outlets that I prefer. That's just kind of for me personally what is going on.
I like how you've been posting a little bit more on Bows & Company.
I know. Well, this is so fun. I mean, how lucky am I to have? Because the podcast and other platforms, it is a slow and steady situation.
Yes.
And so it is, super great that we have you guys here, because it doesn't go unnoticed how important it is for one person to download and listen.
Correct.
Another bow that I had I feel like I'm really hogging the convo.
Kind of got a bow list. What else do you have?
I kind of a lot of bows.
I love it. And I haven't seen you all weekend, so I'm really enjoying
I'm actually about to tell you a story that you don't know, so buckle up.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's about a sweater. So this...
who doesn't love a sweater story?
So this weekend, I went and got coffee with my friend Sophie. And...
is this the story?
This is the story.
Okay.
So listen, you haven't heard this yet. Okay. It's a dumb story, but I feel like you guys will like it. So about a week ago, Sophie was at this engagement party, and she was posting her outfit, and she was wearing this sweater, and I swiped up, and I had been... When we were in Palm Beach, I picked it up. I have loved this, it's this Jenny Kane sweater. And I think it's $525. It's a cardigan. It comes in 4 different colors. And every time I see somebody on social media wearing it, a girl, I'm I love that sweater. So Sophie was at this engagement party, and I was oh my God, I texted her. I go, "Are you wearing the Jenny Kane sweater?" And she said, "No." I am not wearing the Jenny Kane sweater. I am wearing a sweater that I found at this boutique in Cleveland, and it was like $50. I kid you not, Mom. This looked identical to the Jenny Kane sweater. So the other day we were at coffee, we caught up, and she was telling me all about different things. And then finally I paused and I go, okay, that's all I can think about. Can we go get the sweater?
Absolutely.
So she was like, yes, absolutely. So she took me to this new boutique in Cleveland. It's where the his and hers boutique was.
Yes,
so it's right next to
I saw
Shore
you
Society.
post this on your Insta story that you were shopping, and I saw you had a bag.
I had a bag. So it's called Rising Boutique. If you guys are familiar with the Cleveland area, it's in Ohio City. So cute. It was kind of giving me like Groove vibes when Groove used to be around. So we walk in and we're like, so we're here for the sweater. And she said that she can't keep it in, and that there are multiple people who are customers for her boutique that have every single color of it.
What?
So I'm like, well, I got to try it on because I've seen dupes of this sweater like on Quince,
Yes.
One Quince or whatever, but the whole point of it is that it's a very flattering cardigan. When you guys see it, you're going to be like, this is all it is. I'm really building it up, as I do most things on here. So
It's exciting.
it is. So I tried on the black one, and then Sophie already had the black one, so she tried on the brown one.
Okay.
And I mean, it was just fabulous. And then they were doing 30% off. Yeah.
What?
Right. It was just amazing. So she got the brown one, I got the black one, and it looks
And what one does she already own?
the black. So we both own the black
Okay.
one, and then she got the brown one. I was going to get the brown and the black, and then I thought, whoa.
What other colors does this woman have it in?
It came in like a pretty blue, and then she said she was getting like some other shipments in. So I was like, let us know when there are more colors, because
it was only $50 ish
with the sale and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I think it was like originally like 75, and it was just, it was a thrilling moment for us. And I haven't felt that great in a while.
And I can't wait to see
So
it on
that's
you.
the
What are you
story.
going to wear? What did Sophie wear underneath it?
Well, so that's so great that you said that. The great thing about this cardigan
It's just a great conversation.
is she wore it like to this like going out party and whatever, and then 2 days later she wore it to work. So it's really this.
Wow. Sophie's living in her sweater.
We couldn't stop talking about it.
And what did she wear underneath it for each occasion?
I think she just wore like a tank or like a shirt, because it buttons all the way up and down. Yeah. It was big news. It was a rainy, cold Saturday. There was nothing going on, and me and Sophie were running around this boutique just losing it over this. It's identical to the Jenny Kane sweater.
Well, and I haven't mentioned this to you, but you in passing said before Christmas, I would love anything from Jenny Kane.
I did say that with the sweater in mind, but then I was like, whoa, this is ridiculous.
Honestly, I went on the website and I think her things are beautiful, but you already had like most of your stuff was finished, and it is like $400 or $500 for a solid taupe or just a solid black. And I couldn't. And then when we were in Florida, we went in the store, and it's really pretty, but I just couldn't justify it for some reason.
No, not at all. And I don't know why it is. Yeah, it's literally, I was pulling it up in the store and I was walking around, $525. Of course, I'm sure the woman in the boutique was like, okay, this is different. But it's also fun because it was a hunt, and I love a good hunt.
Yes.
So overall, I'm feeling really great about the sweater.
Well, I'm surprised you don't have it on today. I can't wait
know.
to see it.
Well,
Is
no,
there a brand name in it?
So I found the brand name. Yeah. So there you can, I think, it looks like it's like a wholesale situation, probably because this was a store.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if you can just buy like one of them. If so, once I figure that
maybe
out,
you could
I'll
find a
share
link
it. I'm
if you
going to share
can.
it for you guys, so you can also have this sweater.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't wear cardigans very often, and they're so in right now. That's why I was asking, not for a friend, but for myself, what you're wearing underneath it.
I mean, honestly, this to me is like, it's a cardigan, but it's...
Is it fitted?
Yes. And so it has,
Oh,
it kind
okay.
of goes... The whole point of the Jenny Kane one was that it kind of like went in right here, and then it kind of goes out, and it has these really pretty sleeves.
Ooh,
so
cute.
anyone who wears it, it's just so flattering. But with the dupes, I've seen dupes of it before, and there's gapping in weird areas. It looks like just a regular. Yeah, it's just like a regular person's
Well, I
cardigan.
can't wait to see it.
I know. So, and when you see it, you're going to be
So it has like a little bit of a peplum?
You're going to be underwhelmed.
Is it a little peplum waist?
No, it's not peplum.
It just has a little bit of a flare.
It just has a little bit of a flare.
I'll have to wait and see it.
Yeah, so that was our January find, and
I love it.
We might we were going to see how this week goes, see how much she wears her brown one, I wear my black one, and then maybe go back for more. So
great.
That was another huge bow. And that concludes Emily's bows and lows for the week.
Are you sure? Those are good ones.
I actually do think I had another bow, but now I forget it. I'm sure I'll think of it.
I don't
Episode.
my bow is that I've been really relaxing.
You have been relaxing.
And I feel like it's like 2 years in the making or something.
No, for real.
I just am consistently relaxing and I love it. And I think a lot of it is because Elizabeth is home. And I'm not proud to say this at all, but it's a real bow. We watch the New York Housewives.
I have been telling you guys, you have been watching the New York Housewives. Yes.
And Elizabeth wanted to watch it, and I've watched the Beverly Hills ones for years, but I had not, and I never really watched the old New York one, but we watched it and we binge watched it, and not only am I watching it, but I am needle pointing like a maniac.
You have been needle pointing like crazy. It is the winter of needle pointing.
And I wake up thinking about it. You know what? I should be sitting here needle pointing. So I would say that my bow is that I've just really, really been relaxing.
I love that. I feel like you're having a cozy hibernating winter. You're resetting, which is needed. And like you said, it's been 2 years in the making. I feel like there's just always been something. And I just love, it's the most comforting thing when I walk into the living room or the family room and you're sitting under a blanket needle pointing, you know?
Oh, I'm so
just
happy.
puts everybody at ease.
I think it does. Even when you guys were little, if I was sitting, there was something comforting about the stationary mother.
Right. It's like, oh, we're all like, everyone needs to relax. Let me
Yes.
go put on a set and,
Right.
you know, even if I'm, or
Yeah.
it's last week I stayed over one night and that was a cozy night. Also just like, how are you liking the house overall? Like in the winter, you know, you've experienced it in the fall.
Love it. I absolutely love the house. And I think I say it out loud once or twice a day.
I've come to the determination. I feel like this house was like made for the winter. You know, it's so cozy.
I just love it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in different spaces. I like how it's organized. I praise myself as I walk through areas. And I'm like, you know what? Good job. That was so smart that you did that, or you and the team came up with that. I love it.
I love coming over here. It is such like a cozy, warm, and then there's so much more space. It's great.
And it's just great for exactly what I wanted. If it's just Dad and me, or just Elizabeth, Dad and me, or if there's more of us over, it's wonderful.
Yeah. I just wanted to kind of get that. I knew
still-
the answer, but
I'm still working through a punch list.
you are still working through a punch list. When do you think that'll be done? Like little things, but
Little tiny things. And we made some progress on Thursday. We needed some more full-length mirrors.
oh yeah, you had those installed.
Yes, and we have 2 back hall closets. One is for like cleaning supplies and Elizabeth's section, and then there's a window in between with a really pretty bench.
Yep.
And then there's another one, and one side is Dad's and one side is mine. And we do have a mirror in the hallway, but I wanted a full-length mirror.
Yes, that was
I
a missing link.
Yes, I found if I was putting on a coat and I wanted to see, then I was walking all the way back into my room. And I had the workman guy was there doing some stuff on the punch list, and I got some mirrors and he hung them for me. Life-changing.
And it's in a great spot too, kind of as you're leaving to get into your car. You know, you got to just see the full look. I love a good mirror. I love a good full length mirror for my outfits. So
Maybe
pictures.
I think you could probably use this to do a picture.
I already did last week. I don't know if you saw
wonderful.
it. I took a little pic. I snapped. Yeah.
Oh,
a
good.
little
And they're
thing.
just Lowe's mirrors with just a beveled edge and clear clips on the
Yeah,
side.
they're in like the inside of the door for the back hall closet. So you open it and then you see the mirror, which is nice because it's tucked away, but it's perfect.
I love it.
Yeah.
I also had a painting. My parents bought me this painting when I was pregnant with Claire. Bought it for Dad and me. And it hung in the nursery for all 3 of you. And it's so cute. It's called like Family Reunion, and it's pastel colors. And then obviously you were out of a crib and everything, I've held on to it. It was the last piece of artwork that I had downstairs, and I had the workman hang it in the upstairs laundry room. Charming.
It looks so good. And you're right. It did need a little artwork, and it's a perfect size. Instead of going out and getting something, I love it because it does have a lot of memories. It was like nostalgic seeing it. Yeah.
I just love it. And then, I mean, you didn't ask me about my paintings, but I also I still need a few little things in some of the bathrooms upstairs, artwork. And in Elizabeth's room, instead of going and buying artwork, I did the Etsy prints that I had done. We did in your apartment.
Yes, I love those prints.
And yours, the background is pink and white, and hers are blue and white. And I found at TJ Maxx or Home Goods blue frames.
Wow.
And I had the workman hang 2 like on top of each other, and then above her toilet, her commode, 2 on top of each other.
They look great. I popped in. I just, her room is so sweet. I feel like even though it's new, it's first of all so her, but I feel like it's been there for a while. You know, she has all of her little pieces, and it's so cozy.
It's really
I do love
cozy.
popping in there. It's nice. So what other little house decor has been added or new pieces since moving in?
Yes. Well, we have another little nook that I'm really excited about. When I open the door, it makes me really happy. In our front hall coat closet, there was a little bit of a gap, which the architect had a good point. He's like, don't put the coats right away, so when you open the door, you would be bombarded with coats. He's like, let's make the rod down a little bit. So in doing that, when you open the door, there's this little narrow section that kind of looks like a cubby. And we have an umbrella stand with 3 really pretty umbrellas that I got from Amazon.
So pretty.
I think I did like 2 navy blues and a light blue. And then up above was a long, narrow space. And my mom has from my great grandma, he used to be a glass blower, and she's had them since she was little. We hung 2 glass canes.
They're so cool.
They're really cool, and they're on a pretty hook. And one is a bright, bright green that's very similar to the wallpaper that's in our closet. And the other one is white.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's black.
Black.
There was a third one, and my mom broke it when she was little. They are darling.
I love that. That was like a really fun little piece of our family that you included. And then like a nice talking point. Very original items. Yes.
And I do like that the stuff in our house has things like that.
Right.
You know, we have antiques. It's very curated. It just makes me very happy.
Very curated. I also love the new rug that you got for the front door.
Oh, yes. Debbie found that.
That was
beautiful.
really pretty. I love the blue, pulling in some of that blue. And we actually went to an antique store last week.
We did.
Which is where you sourced all of the items and did some... just went there because we, wanted to see what else. They were at a show, so there wasn't as many things. But it's such a cool place.
Oh my gosh, it's
fascinating the items that come in. I got a little teacup.
You
or
did.
A mug. I'm sorry, a mug.
A mug.
It's so pretty. It was like $25,
yes.
and it sparks joy in my apartment.
I love it. Did we talk last week about your new collection?
Did we?
I don't know, but seems like the perfect time.
Well, thank you for prompting me. Yes, I have a new collection. We might have talked about this, but I'm gonna share it again. When we were in Palm Beach, at the top of the year, as I was going over goals, very important ones, and then one less important, I said, I really want to start a collection. Of course, you hopped right on this conversation, and we were kind of going through things that I could start collecting. I have a lot of matchboxes, but I feel like everybody kind of does that. So wanted something a little bit, out of the box.
Right.
So we decided I'm going to start collecting coasters.
Yep.
So I have started a collection. We purchased 2 sets of coasters in Palm Beach, one at the Breakers, which I actually, have you noticed, I put that out on my coffee table.
I love it.
Thank you. Because it kind of plays off of my blue puffs, and it has the Palm Beach address, and then it just says Palm Beach, very straightforward. And
you just bought 2 of them.
Just 2, only 2. These are just, it's not, we're not buying in bulk. It's a collection.
No, right.
And then we also, the Colony had a really pretty set of coasters. And you had a good point, because when you travel, this is like something easy to bring home.
Very easy. And then you also have your linen ones with your bow on it. So you can put that in the collection. And I think this whole conversation started because Claire and Connor collect an ornament.
Yes. They collect
so whenever
ornaments.
they travel or wherever they go, they get an ornament. And that's when you thought, I need a collection. I feel like Elizabeth collects a lot of things.
Yes, she's got many collections going. And we started at teacups, which I do love this idea still, but then teacups can kind of be hard to transport, especially if you're buying it somewhere else, like if you're out of town. Then you're like rattling on the plane with a bunch of teacups or like shipping a bunch of teacups back. So we're going to start with coasters and kind of see how that pans out.
I love it. And it's something, because you don't have a lot of space in your apartment, it's something that you can display on your bar cart.
Right. And this could also be like good seasonal pieces. Like I have the Palm Beach coasters out right now because they just remind me of the warmer weather and whatnot. And then maybe I'll switch out the Colony ones if I'm going with more. I also got new pillows that it was actually a late Christmas gift because they didn't show up because they took a while. Were they like custom pillows?
Yes.
Okay.
It said 3 weeks. I ordered them at the end of November and they didn't come for a while.
That makes sense. They're custom. They're from Pepper Home. They're from my apartment. They're so pretty. Sparking so much joy and wonderful for like a little winter refresh as well. My apartment, you guys know I'm like obsessed with the seasons. I move with the seasons, but I really love my apartment in the winter. It's particularly cozy. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you are going through the cycle of the seasons and it was so magnificent, decorated for the holidays.
Right.
And then when you took it down, you still felt good about it.
It's particularly cozy. I think also with like the snow and everything, I really love it. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. Do you need any
kind of a refresh?
No, I'm honestly like enjoying not having, after I took the Christmas decorations down, I thought I would miss them, but I kind of like how clean and simple everything is right now.
That's good.
So
I didn't know if you need anything in your bathroom or...
I need more closet space. That's pretty much the only problem right now.
We do an addition.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can we just bump out this wall?
Yeah.
That's the only thing is I'm kind of running out of closet space. I think just with everything, sweaters and everything being so bulky. So that would be the only notes I have right now. But other than that, it's been good. Yeah.
And Claire, I will say I feel like a lot of people are organizing right now.
Yeah, Claire said that over the weekend she was doing a bunch of organizing in her closet and just throughout their house. It's definitely the time of that, which is good. And just like getting back into a routine. You know what I've been using? I think I've been using every single day now for 2 weeks is my red light mask. Helps me fall asleep. Yeah. I don't know like at what point it's going to like kick in. Like, I don't know if I need to look this up, but it's like, okay, when am I going to start seeing like, when am I going to be transformed?
2 weeks every single day?
At night. That's before I go to bed. I just leave it right next to my bed.
Yeah. It's about 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So nice.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to see improvements.
Well, your skin looks great.
Thank you. I feel like it helps the quick, like, because I've used it before for an extended period of time. I think you're supposed to use it for like 60 days straight. Didn't our like facialist say that?
Yes.
So I'm going to keep going on. But I will say I feel like it's easier to like softer to put my makeup on.
That's great. That's really good. That's well done.
Has there been anything in your regime that I know we kind of talked about this last week.
We did. I am definitely doing yoga every day.
Oh yeah. How is that?
Okay. I took a break on Saturday. I'm trying to do it 6 days a week.
Well, that's impressive.
Yeah. And I've done it 6 days.
How does your body feel?
Great. Feels really good.
That's good.
Yeah. And then I'm throwing in some light weights, but I'm sticking with it. So that's excellent.
That is excellent. Everybody's kind of in their health era.
Yes. I also haven't been good about taking my supplements, like my vitamins, because I think about it at bedtime and I can't take it before I go to bed.
Oh, does it make you ill?
It does. So today I decided in fact, after this podcast, I'm going to go upstairs and take it. I don't know how I got into this, like taking it before I go to bed.
Don't you usually take them in the morning? Doesn't Dad take them in the morning too?
No, he takes them at the end of the day.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Why?
I don't know. Fun fact, I don't like taking them in the morning either. I'm usually like an afternoon.
Interesting. This is like I didn't know this about you guys. I figured it was just like a morning thing.
Well, I think it usually is, but sometimes it just, after I eat breakfast, it's fine. But so that's a new thing that's starting today.
Totally. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love it so much. Well, I mean, we're already midway through January and Elizabeth is still home because, as you guys know, we've talked about this before. Miami University has a really long winter break. It's called J term, like a winter term. And she's been taking a finance class actually this entire time. Mm-hmm. So she goes back next weekend. It's the 10th consecutive J term, winter term from Miami, which is kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
I know.
We went yesterday. This is always fun in the winter to find a nice field trip. We went to the Cleveland Art Museum.
You guys did, yeah.
And we had a great time. They have an exhibit right now called Picasso and Paper. And it was nicely crowded. I love seeing all the people at the art museum, kids, families. We saw some different people. It was a great exhibit.
I feel like people really needed that winter outing, kind of get everybody out of the house and, look at some art. Yeah. Yeah. I know you were telling me that because I was with my boyfriend's family. We went to his cousin's son's first birthday party. So that was really fun. But I was talking to you on the phone beforehand. You're like, well, we're actually on our way to the art museum. I'm like, that sounds so lovely. What a wonderful winter activity. Good for the brain. Good for the the soul.
We learned a little bit, good conversation. Then we went and had some coffee.
Of course. Well, that always has to be paired with either a treat or a meal
Yes.
of some sort. I'm really not going unless I can get something to eat.
It's the reward.
It's the reward.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
I did try on Saturday. Elizabeth has been painting a ton.
She has.
So we went and got some canvases because she's going to do some stuff. And she's working on that today. But I did not feel like coffee.
Okay.
And Elizabeth, she goes, do you want to try the matcha? I've tried matcha before and I don't care for it, but I liked it the way she had it. I don't know if it's bad for you though, then.
I don't think a matcha is bad for you, not at all.
We did a matcha latte.
Yes.
I mean, so then you've got the whole milk. It was really good though, with a little bit of honey.
Hot?
Hot.
Yep. I love it. Yep. She has been on this little matcha kick, and that's exactly what she got. And it's delicious. It's very good. I forgot about matcha. I should bring that back.
Yep. I was convinced. Well, she was convinced I wasn't going to like it. And I said, I'm not in the mood. It's too late for coffee. I don't feel like a tea. So I'm going to try it. And I really liked it.
That's great. We went to like a cute coffee shop last week and she ordered a hot matcha latte and I had a sip of it as well. And it's been very good. I've been doing a lot of iced cappuccinos recently or just hot cappuccinos because it's been so cold. I've been on like a cappuccino kick.
Right.
I don't know if I've told everyone, but we're not doing like almond or oat milk. I've told you this.
Yeah, you told me.
And we're just doing like the regular milks, either skim. Sometimes people do whole for cappuccinos because I think it's better for foam. But I don't know why. We just decided to switch back to the good old milk.
Good old milk.
Yeah.
You also asked me other routines. I try and do this every year. And I'm going through our credit card and making sure.
This is such an and task.
It is such an and task. And I love it. It becomes like Command Central. It's probably wasteful, but I actually print it out by month. I have highlighters. I make sure like subscriptions, random things that people maybe have signed up for. And I have begun that.
Begun. And how's it going?
iCloud storage, Apple things that you're paying for. It's going pretty well.
Good.
And I feel like maybe it was 2 or 3 years ago.
It was 2. I actually vividly remember this because it went on for like 3 weekends. And I remember it was like all we were talking about, like with you and your sister. And then she started doing it or had done it. And I vividly remember this because I was still living at home. And it was like 3 weekends in a row, every Saturday and Sunday I walked down and you were like, you had papers and you were under a blanket and you were going through the line sheet. I was
streamlining
like,
things.
Streamlining.
And I remember I was trying to call Elizabeth at school and finally you text her and you're like, just answer because she's not going away. Not that
well,
Elizabeth.
Knew what she was like. She knew mom was doing this and, was probably like out or something.
Yes. And I was making everybody, I was obsessed with the iCloud.
Oh.
And the iCloud storage and like Elizabeth had her own and then we had a family thing and I'm telling you, it all adds up.
Oh my gosh, totally. And you don't realize that you're like, oh yeah, $10 here, like $12 here.
No,
the iCloud thing, I mean, it's keep me updated because I'm sure there's a lot of.
And I want to get it done before Elizabeth goes back to school because it's better to have her right there. Also, I looked up, I think you can look up app subscriptions on your phone. Excellent to do.
This is a really great reminder. If if you are looking for something to do the rest of January, ding, ding, ding. I think we just found it.
But do it in your pajamas because it just feels
do it in your pajamas.
Better.
You have to do it in your pajamas. You have to be cozy doing it.
Yes. And I really like to print it out here. I don't know if this is really mind numbing, but one of the things that I found that I was like earth shattering to me is I knew on my credit card, this was like 3 years ago, that there was a Wall Street Journal price every single month.
Somebody was getting,
And for whatever reason, I said out loud, I just assumed it was the Wall Street Journal that was getting delivered to our house. I said out loud to Dad, I'm like, okay, so Wall Street Journal, that's not that much. He's like, why is that on that credit card? I get it at work or whatever it was. We had 2 Wall Street Journal subscriptions.
I'll never forget this.
And one was I think it was for Claire for a class that she had a couple of years before. Guys,
it's been like years.
It was like a student rate. So it was really low, but still.
Wait, do you remember that the whole like Adobe kept popping up?
Oh my gosh, guys. In fact, will you just share on Bose & Company, like DM Emily or something? Because if you end up doing this, the things you found, Adobe Adobe.
we could not get to the bottom of it. We finally figured it out. But all I remember from this like 2 years ago, it was the Wall Street Journal. Everyone was like, she was going to find who had this Wall Street Journal like subscription. Yes. And then it was Adobe. I remember I needed it for classes, and then I thought that I had canceled it, but it was still under like a student thing. And then it was like an email that you don't use. You don't need the details. So all I remember was like Adobe and Wall Street Journal were the main thing. And then the funniest thing was just you kept calling Elizabeth, and she like was not returning your calls because she knew this is what it was about.
Then I would get a text. It's not my Adobe. I'm like, it is somebody's.
Like, let me get you on the phone because I have something else for you.
And it really wasn't. But if it is so worth it. The Hulus, the Netflixes, we had like 3 Hulu accounts.
Yes. I mean, I think it's a good feeling once it did take time, no rush to it, like do it at your leisure, but amongst the cleaning out, cleaning out the credit card as well is also something that could be very useful, and you'll probably feel very good because like you said, and it's been 2 years since you've done it. So
I've streamlined everything. And got rid of a credit card, which also helped. So it's like a maintenance thing.
Maintenance. Got it. We're doing a maintenance.
Right.
So maybe if you were listening to this, you've never done it before, that this would be your big clean out. And then you just have like a year or so maintenance. Yeah.
Set up, get a highlighter. If you have a printer, print it out. And then you have paperwork that you can visually see because then you can cross-reference things.
And then your kids will stop answering your phone calls because you're hunting them down. Yeah.
I think it was around that time I shut down your Uber account by accident because
that was before.
Earlier.
That was earlier.
I was getting Uber charges. I'm like, I haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah, she did shut my Uber account down during this whole thing. It's fine. I'm kind of a Lyft girly now.
Right. Well, you have no choice.
I have no choice. I've actually never been able to get it back because of this whole thing.
I'm so sorry.
Don't worry. I'm not. I literally exclusively use Lyft now because of one of these situations because my Uber account was shut down.
It was on my credit card, and I call. I'm like, I have absolutely not been using this.
Yeah, I'm like, Mom, funny. It's me, and it's probably because I wasn't answering your phone call because I
shut it down.
And I knew it was one of these credit card cleanouts.
Yeah.
I did forget about it. It is funny what you randomly start like subscribe. Like I just got a thing on my Apple card that I need like this converter actually for the podcast, and I just got like a $29.99 charge. Now I do use it, but I need to put it on my business credit card.
That's what I'm talking about. We got. I mean, I'm getting excited thinking about it now.
This is music to my ears.
It is. I just love it. But as we're discussing this, and my sister's going to get on this too because she and I were doing it around the same time, and it's fun to compare stories.
Yes.
The other thing that as I'm sitting here, I have not done in ages is photos on my phone.
What do you mean? Like
I need to clean those out. Like I screenshot stuff but I need to go through.
That is overwhelming to me because I have like 70,000 photos. Actually, not actually.
Oh,
I have
Lord.
like, I don't know how many I have, but it's up there. So that definitely overwhelms me, but you're right. Oh, like I'm having an iCloud problem right now. iCloud photos have not been updated in 64 days. You know what I'm going to do tonight?
Probably because you haven't, I probably like canceled the
probably because the iCloud thing has been canceled.
Yeah.
Tonight is the Notre Dame versus Ohio State football game, which obviously, as you can imagine, Terry is flipping out about. He's so excited. Mm-hmm. So we're all going to be watching the game together, and you got some food. But as this is happening, before they don't even know this is going to happen, is I'm going to sidle up to Claire and I'm going to say, hey, Claire, I need you to help me figure out my iCloud account because Claire's very like, she's like our go-to. She's like the genius bar. She knows everything when it comes to like phones and phones. It got to the point where we would get new phones and she would just set them up for everybody. Like it was.
She also has the patience and the demeanor, which is so lovely as she's working on it. And she does
everything.
Yeah, she does it. And she's very calm, like a teacher.
Very, very calm. So I've been talking about this iCloud situation, but I'm hoping tonight, since we're going to be watching the game anyway, we might as well cross a couple things off of our list.
Let's be clear. I don't watch the game.
No. This is more of like supportive watching.
I'm going to have my Notre Dame wear on. I've got some cute football tablescape kind of things. I can't wait to needlepoint. It's 4 hours of needlepointing, and Dad gets so excited, and Connor's like, it's going to be really fun, but I think it's I thought you were going to say it'd be a great time to clean out my photos on my phone.
Oh, well, that could be another thing that we're doing as well.
Yeah,
that would be a good job if we...
I really want a needlepoint, though.
Well, no, needlepoint. I think this iCloud thing Claire will be able to fix quickly, but don't let me forget that as we're watching that game.
Right. Right. I will say that. That's a good idea.
These are the things that you get to listen to when you come to Bo's company.
But I do think that this is January is a good, it's like spring cleaning, but it's different category of things.
It's deeper. Yeah.
It's hardcore.
On top of your needlepointing, as always, remember that you can shop our champagne needlepoint kit, which is still available. And of course, our coffee table book, which has still been selling like pretty regularly, which is great.
So great.
If you want like a little winter refresh or just something to read for this winter. And I know that you were mentioning another project that you potentially had. Why don't you share this with the podcast?
I will. We were talking about the book, and it is a good refresh to put out on your coffee table.
Absolutely.
Or whatever. But I think we've told the podcast listeners before that I wrote, when each of you turned 8 years old, I wrote a little story. And I just had a local printer spiral bind it, and I did the drawings, which are very basic. They're sweet. I like them because I did them and they were for each of you.
Yes.
But they're like just basic.
Yes.
But I think they're really sweet. I am in the talks right now with our editor who helped us with this book, the coffee table book. And I'm thinking of somehow making these 3 different stories that I wrote for each of you, like a box set.
Yes, like a kid's box set. Mm-hmm. Yes, I think that's a great idea.
So I would still have Abby, our graphic designer. I want to set up a meeting. Of course, her kids are now home for the next 3 days because of the weather. But I would love to get together with her and have her lay it out using my drawings and the text, obviously. And I think it could be so cute.
I think it's a great idea. I think it would be, you have the books, and now we have, the infrastructure to publish them with our editor.
Right.
So I think it's a wonderful idea. And of course we had to share it. This is where we start making our announcements. We begin with you.
We do. Start with you.
We start with you. And you mentioned it the other day, and we had talked about it originally when we were going to, start publishing the coffee table book. But I feel like this is now the perfect time, off the heels of the success of Coin Collection.
Right. We wanted to try that, see how the process went. The book is doing so well that I was like, all right, this would be another good winter project.
Absolutely. Yes. So stay tuned for that. Let us know your thoughts, because I know we have a lot of, young moms who follow us.
Right.
Or people who know young moms.
And it could be like a fun gift if you were going to a baby shower or if you have your own kids.
Absolutely. So yeah, let us know your thoughts on that. But we're excited to kind of get that potentially started.
Yes. So I have the editor is putting feelers out to her. Yeah, we kind of just have to start thinking about the size of it.
Right. And
then I need to talk to Abby and have her kind of begin the layout.
Yeah. So we'll keep you all updated as that process begins.
Laura was here on Friday, and we showed her, we have a brand new binder and everything for the new year.
Right.
And we showed her the line, which is coming out in February. We don't have a date yet.
It's coming out in February. It's 4 items. She gasped when we showed her the paper, which is great.
I was like, enough said. That's
perfect.
Wonderful.
We're launching it. Send it through.
Laura gasped. It's good.
And we mentioned this last week on the pod, but it's a sweatshirt, a hat, a mug, and then a canvas tote.
It's
really cute. I really do think, in all honesty, you guys are going to love it. It's called the Bo's Club. And it's just, I feel like everybody loves a good sweatshirt, a little cozy piece to add to your collection. The mug is huge. It's great to hold. It'll hold soup or coffee.
It's a big 24 ounce. We've never sold one like this.
It's robust.
I love it.
Me too. I love it. And we had samples, and we showed Laura, and she was like, I love these types of mugs. Mm-hmm. And then the hat, you found that. I love the hat.
It's really cute. Can we say it's two-toned?
It's two-toned. Yeah.
It's adorable. I feel like it's such a winter crisp classic. I mean, you can wear it any time of the year, all of these things, but I love them.
I just feel like this is what you guys are going to want and need for this exact time of year, because it's the things that I would love. And we've been saving some cool pictures for inspiration to shoot the items with. Also, not to get real for a second, but as this whole TikTok ban thing was going down, I'm so happy that we have built Emily Owen Bo's to have the extension of the brand with the merchandise and the book. Those are things that we've really really our heart and soul into. That
it's true.
I'm just so grateful for, because that can't be, one, deleted
right
or really replicated, because it is our own original designs. And so I'm always happy to do that.
I would agree with that.
Thank you. Just want to say thanks.
Oh my gosh, you're so welcome.
Teammate.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting deleted either.
It is a relief. Like,
no, it is. I think that is also something that, we as when we're running this, always, you need to have something that you can own that is something hard that's yours, that's tangible, with whatever you do.
Right.
Not that I know much, but I do know that I'm just always very, because it is probably the most physical work and everything like that, but it's also our favorite part, and it's so rewarding, and it's like,
it's one of a kind.
It's one of a kind. Thank you. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Can I also say, I think that you asked the podcasters, listeners on the Bose and Company Instagram that it says better with, or no, the Bow Club.
It says the Bose Club. Start again.
The Bow Club. And then underneath, we originally were going to have the Emily Owen Bose logo. And Elizabeth suggested.
Yes, our Gen Z consultant came in and she said that she actually thought that she maybe wouldn't wear a sweatshirt with like the exact logo or the name on it. And she was like, what about putting better with a bow underneath the Bow Club? So then I did a little poll on Bose and Company Instagram, just kept it, small, tight knit. And she was right. And everybody liked the better with a bow. And we're going to do it in like a block lettering. And the Bow Club is in like a really pretty script. So I'm happy that we were able to touch base with our.
I know. I'm glad she said something. And then at the end of the Bow Club is your little bow logo. Not big, but it's part of it's just really
it's
sharp.
Subtle.
It looks really good.
It is sharp.
It's sharp.
I'm really very excited about this, and I hope you guys are as well. And we have a lot of inventory this time. I know that our like bow pajamas were one of our best sellers over like the holidays for our fall collection and moving into Christmas. And we just sold out of those so quickly. So we have a lot of inventory. We still have a few pairs left in some sizing. We do. Some larger sizes for the bow pajamas.
Yes, and we try to keep stuff in stock, actually. Like, we just restocked on In Good Company.
We did that's the thing. Sometimes we go back and forth, just a little insight, because a lot of, like, influencers who have brands will do, like, a drop, and then once it's gone, it's gone. I love customer retention, and I want everybody to come and be able to find something. And it is so annoying when you can't. And sometimes just because of the manufacturers, we can't get it. But we did just restock on some of the In Good Company products. We always have busy brunching, as always. Restocked over the holidays on that. And whatever we can get, we will have.
Which is also nice because as you get new followers, when they see things.
Correct.
I mean, we send out all different things all the time.
It's very fascinating every time we get an order from somebody. I'm like, oh, I wonder what led you to because I
love it.
It's just interesting.
And the busy brunching, I never want to go away because that was that's like classic to me. It was the first line.
It was the first line.
And it's such a cute gift with a gift certificate to a brunch place or to take somebody out for brunch.
It's very sweet.
It's very sweet.
I do love our busy brunching. I wear that all the time when I'm in my apartment, just lounging around. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. So those are just a few things that we have in the works that we're so excited to have come out very soon.
And it's fun to share it with this group of people.
It's the most fun. It's a ball. It's a ball. Well, I think that's our show for this week. I hope you all are doing well and enjoying the last couple weeks of January, staying warm if you're someplace where it's chilly, and if you're not, then I'm jealous. And yeah, let us know your thoughts on everything. You know where to find me. Mostly on Instagram. And I hope you have a great week as well, Anne.
You too.
Excited for our little football game tonight.
Yes.
Hoping for Dad's sake that Notre Dame wins, but who knows?
Right.
Yes. Thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of Bose and Company. Be sure to follow me on all my other socials. And remember that everything is, in fact, better with a bow. Bye-bye now.